Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our new session of Cyber Talk. Today, February 18, 2021. My name is Tal Pavel, the host. And today, at session number 16, I have the honor and privilege to have with us Mr. Vladimir Vujic, head of Cybercrime department at the Ministry of Interior of the Republic of Serbia. Good morning, Mr. Vujic, and thank you for joining us. It's my real pleasure and honor that you accept my invitation to join to this session. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Tal. It's my pleasure to have this session in your Cyber Talks. I wish you and the others greetings from Serbia. For today, I choose one topic that is very popular a few months ago. That was about cryptocurrency and the impact for crime. I think that it's very popular topic because many people in last few months began to trade with cryptocurrencies, and that is the reason that on the other side many criminals use that for criminal purpose. And I will present you about this topic, what I think that is important about connection between cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, Monero, and the other with
presentation, Mr. Vujic. The title of your presentation is Cryptocurrencies and the Impact on Crime.
Crime, yes.
Yes, so I will give you now a host that you will be able to present your presentation. You are now the host. So the floor is yours, and
to share screen, yeah?
Yes, you can share the presentation. Yes, wonderful.
Okay, do you see? Okay.
Yes, marvelous.
Okay. Like I said, that's very important topic, not only for investigators and cybercrime, even the others, people that are going to trade with cryptocurrencies. And in last few months, this was very popular in people. First, I will show some short history about Bitcoin and crypto. For every year, I chose one event that was very special for cryptocurrency. In 2008, we have a white paper by no name that's calling Satoshi Nakamoto that published Bitcoin white paper, and in next year we have first Bitcoin transaction that was happening, first mining block in cryptocurrency. Next year, some person, Laszlo Haynes, paid 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizza. That probably was most expensive pizza paid in history. Next year, Bitcoin reached parity with the US dollar. $1 equal 1 Bitcoin. In 2012, we have first Bitcoin halving day. What that means, every approximately 4 years, rewards for the mining was halving on half. On the start was 50 Bitcoin every block, and every approximately four sorry.
Yes.
Every approximately 4 years, it is halving, and today, until last year, rewards for mining block is 6.25 Bitcoin. Next year, we have a total Bitcoin market capitalization that exceeded $1 billion US. In 2014, Turkey-based Bitcoin exchange being collapsed. In 2015, European Union issued the first ever ruling of Bitcoin. Next year, Bitfinex was hacked. Exchange, very popular exchange. In 2017, Japan categorized Bitcoin as a legal tender. And next year, Bitcoin, the price dropped 60% in 2018. In 2019, hackers stole 41 million in Bitcoin from Binance, very popular exchange. And last year we have third Bitcoin halving occurred. Today, like I said, reward is 6.25 for block. Some characteristic of Bitcoin, yes, are that is first of all that is private. That means that not issued by an official state authority. Second, that is decentralized, not central issuing party. Next is that it is digital. That means that it's full electronic money, not coins or notes. And that last is that is cryptocurrency. What that means that cryptography is used for making new coins and for transaction, for verification transaction. You can't have fake coins like you can have in fiat currency. I have some movie clip that I found from BBC that very good. That they have very good explanation about the difference between classical bank payments and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments, and I will show you now because movie clip was much more than words. Do you have sound? Okay.
Very nice one. Very nice one. Yeah,
nice presentation. Yes, nice clip I used very often for presentation because on the simple way explain cryptocurrencies. Next, we will talk something about Bitcoin blockchain. Bitcoin blockchain is have some characteristics that is highly durable. No way to break code. It's not possible because it is a blockchain. Highly portable. They're not intermediates. For initial confirmation, you need 10 minutes for first confirmation of the transaction. And to have a non-reversible transaction, you need not less than 60 minutes, about 6 confirmation. But after 3 confirmation, 3 blocks when built, you have, I think, no irreversibility in the transaction. Highly fungible. All bitcoins have same value. It can be exchanged for products and services. Highly divisible. Each bitcoin can be divided into 100 million units. 100, yes. Million. And highly resistant to counterfeiting, cannot be duplicated, like we saw in the Bitcoin and cryptography. Bitcoin is a decentralized peer-to-peer network. Have a public transaction ledger. Distributed mining and consensus algorithm is proof of work. Have decentralized transaction verification system, and like I say, the cryptography is essential for Bitcoin because use hash function for making private and public keys, and use public key cryptography for that. How is what is the way to generating a Bitcoin address? First, software generates a private key, and hashing that private key, we get public key. Irreversibility is not possible from public key to what private key. And after that, you have 2 more hashes, and after that, sorry, can we make a little break just to
Yes. I will stop the record. Yes.
Calling me. Generating a Bitcoin address, like you said. First, we software generate private key. After that, hashing function. After hashing function on private key, we got a public key, and double hashing public key, and with this 58 checksum, we got Bitcoin address that is corresponding with public key that we produce from private key. This is a little bit complicated, but software that do very fast, and you can, one simple way to generate get Bitcoin address on generate keys, private and public with, if you want, I don't know, maybe paper wallet to have in the simple way. But of course, if you do this type of wallet, you must do that on the Dream machine with no internet connection, and it's better to use the Linux operating system. And like you see, you can a simple way to generate. This is a public address of wallet, and this is private key. Public address and private key. Private key is secret. The public address you can use for free to give someone when you want to receive Bitcoins. Okay. Okay. To speed up a little bit, we have many cryptocurrencies. First of all, was is a Bitcoin. More popular cryptocurrencies, altcoins are Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and we have a few coins that we call privacy coins, like Monero, Cash, Dash, and Green. And we have Ethereum. Can't say that Ethereum is cryptocurrency. It is more platform that's used for different cryptocurrencies and tokens. Okay. Bitcoin was first cryptocurrency that is established, and you have some characteristics of Bitcoin. That is consensus mechanism with proof of work. Total supply limit is 21 million Bitcoin that will be mining. Current circulation supply on the day that I made this presentation was 18.57 million, and in market capitalization is on the first place, because today I think the value of Bitcoin reached $48,000 per one Bitcoin, US dollar. I must say that around 25% of all Bitcoins have been lost. What that means? You have Bitcoins if you have position of private keys. If you don't have position of private keys, you don't have Bitcoin. If you lost your private keys, you lost your Bitcoins. And approximately 25% of all Bitcoins that are mined until now was lost because persons lose their private keys. Bitcoin Cash is a version of Bitcoin, but with several key differences. The biggest difference is in block size. In Bitcoin, block size is 1 megabyte, and you have less. You can do less transaction in Bitcoin than Bitcoin Cash, because in Bitcoin there is 32 megabytes per one block, and you can done more transaction per one block, and that means that Bitcoin Cash have much more scalability and speed in transaction, and the other things are similar, like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin Cash is made with hard fork of Bitcoin. Next is Litecoin. It's a little brother that we say of Bitcoin. It is similar like Bitcoin peer-to-peer cryptocurrency. However, it was designed by quicker processing transaction than Bitcoin, like Bitcoin Cash, generally. And Litecoin used a little bit different algorithm, and that means that simple people can easier one easier way to mine Litecoin, and that is not possible today with Bitcoin because you must have special machine for mining Bitcoin, because processing power is much more need when you mine Bitcoin than the other cryptocurrencies. I told you something about privacy coins. In the first place, when we talk of privacy coins, is Monero. When we talk about transaction Bitcoin, Ethereum, the other cryptocurrencies, all transactions are public and traceable, meaning anyone can see transaction flowing in and out of wallets. You don't have information who is owner of that wallet, but you have public transaction.
I have a question.
Yes.
Excuse me, what is the difference? You've mentioned Litecoin and Bitcoin, and you said that the Monero is privacy coins. What is privacy coins? What's the difference of the Monero? What is the privacy?
Monero, yeah. Monero. The difference is about, like I starting to say, that when you talk for example, Bitcoin or Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash, all transactions are public. You can see it. You don't have information about who is owner of the wallets, but transactions are public. When we talk Monero, we don't have even that information. That is privacy in Monero. Transactions are privacy by default. I will explain how it works. I have a movie clip about that. And these secret coins, like Monero, like Bcash, Dash, use a specific type of cryptography to hide crypto transactions. Very interesting from Monero is that Monero means coin on the Esperanto language. that is very interesting. And how it works on Monero. Monero use two techniques to hide transaction. First is using stealth address to hide recipient address, and ring signatures is type of group signature that hides outgoing transaction history. You know, I will explain on the link. I will show you how it is. Okay, that is the reason. I think that is very good explanation how it's working. Key image is important because key image give evidence to miners that is that person owner of the Monero coin, and with key meter you don't you can't double spend Monero. No. That is important, and you Monero use for input stealth address, for privacy of input address, stealth address, and for output address ring. That is essential for Monero. Monero is very popular use of cryptocurrency of criminals because in Monero is privacy made by default. We will see Dash and Zcash, but in Dash and Zcash you must configure your wallet to have a secret transaction. And when you use Monero, it is privacy implementing by default in Monero. Next is Dash. Dash is designed to have total supply of 18.9 million coins. It is built on the same source code like Bitcoin, but a few different. Consensus mechanism is proof of work. One of the key changes is in type of nodes. In Bitcoin network, all the nodes are equal. Dash has special nodes that are called a master node. If you have 1,000 Dash, you can be a master node. If you have 1,000 Dash in wallet, these nodes can perform special features. Regular nodes can't, and receive higher transaction fees as a result. Additionally, master nodes get the vote to improve the Dash network. Two Dash features are important: instant send and private send. Dash allows you to send your funds privately by mixing it between several other transactions, something similar like Monero. And the other is instant send for people who need to send the fast transaction more quickly. There is instant send and allows to send transaction Dash between users within 1.5 seconds per transaction. Next is private coin. Next private coin is Zero Coin or Zero Cash. Zcash is privacy coin for making digital payments. It uses cryptographic tool to ensure that transactions are kept private. Zero knowledge like non-interactive argument of knowledge. It's special consensus mechanism that used like you have HTTP and HTTPS, and when we talk about Bitcoin, we say that is HTTP, and when we talk about Zero Cash, that is HTTPS. That use like cryptography function to obfuscate the transaction. Okay, that is Zero Cash. Ethereum. Ethereum, like I said, if Bitcoin is a floppy disk of blockchain, Ethereum is CD of network. That is an evolution of the technology. What Ethereum has proven that this blockchain can be so much than the just store of value, like it is Bitcoin. It can be used to organize people, ideas, companies, monies, smart contracts, and tokens. Average block time is 13 seconds, and they're not total supply limit. What is important for Ethereum is on the start it used a consensus mechanism proof of work, and this year shift to proof of stake, like consensus mechanism. Okay. Now we start with this part of the presentation, criminal use of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are used for many purposes, in criminal purpose, but I split that in some categories. First of all is money laundering, second scams, ransomware, hacks, or cryptocurrency thieves, darknet markets, and terrorism financing. And what you think, Tal? What is the most often use of cryptocurrencies of this one?
I think ransomware, well, this is the most thing that we hear about it, but although I think it's ransomware, probably money laundering, because I tell you why. Ransomware, we create a quotation that Bitcoin equal to ransomware because this is what we know and this is what we hear about. But I'm afraid that the usage of Bitcoin in money laundering is perhaps much more intensive, and the problem is that we do not hear about it. So I think at the top is money laundering.
You are particularly right.
Okay.
Yes, because until COVID year last year, scams are have the highest level of use, criminal use of cryptocurrency. Last year was year of ransomware, and we have evolution of all types of ransomware that use cryptocurrencies in a purpose, especially Bitcoin and Monero. But until last year, scams was on the first place. On this slide, you have I have a report for 2020 for the company Chain Analyst. That is one of the famous company for analyze crypto transactions and entities. And I got a report for 2021, but I got 2 days ago, and it is too large, too many pages, more than 100 here. But when I saw that ransomware is the biggest hit in last year. But on this slide you have a graph that show you that in 2020. In 2019 was scams biggest threat in that year. Like you see, darknet markets are much less than scams. First of all, we will say something about money laundering. Money laundering is the key to crypto crime. All types of crime are finished with money laundering, logical, because money laundering is a common denominator between all forms of crypto crime, because every criminal earning cryptocurrency legally eventually needs to obscure the origins of the holding in order to convert crypto in fiat. Fiat is traditional money. Leader of laundering of dirty bitcoins, the dirty crypto are bitcoins. How it, all criminals on the end wants to know how to turn crypto in cash, and that is the mainly problem for them. They use different techniques, three of this one, using mixers and coin join services. Bitcoin mixers are solutions that let users mix their coins with other users in order to preserve their privacy. They are decentralized, and they have criminals risk because they give the crypto to mixing services, and sometimes they fraud them and don't bring back clean crypto. And the other are joint service, coin joint services, like Wasabi's, requires multiple parties to join and make agreement to mix their coins and transaction, where the output of the transaction leaves the participants with the same number of coins, but the address is changed. The other way is to shift Bitcoin to altcoin, and after that bring back to Bitcoin. There are many services to shift that coins, but in the last few months, many shift services established in the US usually don't allow to change Bitcoin to Monero, for example, because Monero like I said, by default have privacy code. And the other and third method is using local Bitcoin. It is peer-to-peer Bitcoin marketplace based in Helsinki, Finland. The user can trade Bitcoins locally with some people, and on that way you can have privacy. Second type of crime that we will mention are scams. Like I said, until last year, it was the biggest threat in crypto crime. One of the reasons is that crypto will send message that you can get rich and quick. It is problem, you know, when you have Bitcoin last year that worth I don't know $10,000 US, and today it worth $50,000 US. send message that you can very easy get rich if you trade with cryptocurrency. And many of that trade companies, say that it's trade companies, are a scam. Essentially a scam, and many people lose their money, especially in 29. If you see Ponzi schemes cover 92% in all scams in 29. That is the reason that I say that crypto will send message. Yes, trade with crypto. You can get rich and very quick get rich. And the other very popular scams are extortion. That is not a ransom. That is not ransom. That is classical scam that use in purpose of blackmail. I'll explain later about that. About Ponzi scheme, that is the definition of in classical Ponzi scheme. It is in the same way it's happening in the crypto world. About extortion scam. Victim got spoofing mail that telling that mail that is computer or system that is working on victim machine compromised, and that they have a movie clip recorded of some action that victim have on the porn internet site, similar, and that is recorded. And if victim doesn't want to perpetrator send that movie to them, her or his relative or wife or husband, they must pay some amounts in crypto, usually in Bitcoin or Monero, ransom the mine, anonymous Bitcoin address. It is simple way to check and to be sure that this scam is not help. Perpetrator doesn't have that movie clip, is when we check this Bitcoin address on the blockchain Explorer, we will see that they have more input on this Bitcoin address, because they use the same Bitcoin address for all scams. And when you have, for example, ransomware, classical ransomware, criminals use separate Bitcoin address for every extortion that for every blackmail that done. And that is about extortion scam. Something about ransomware. Ransomware is a type of malware that, like you know, restricts access to infected computers and requires victims to pay ransom. Two ways are on two ways criminals use to infect machine with spear phishing emails, or when the victim visiting infected websites. Typical ransom demand in Bitcoin, but the last few years is Monero. For that, because like we say in Monero code is privacy mainly implemented. In the last few years, hackers used a lot of ransomware as a service. What that means, if you are criminal, but you don't have some knowledge about how to make ransomware, you will have opportunity on darknet to rent ransomware, and to use and you have opportunity to install ransomware in some machine, some components, the other ways, and you can use ransomware as a service in the simple way. And we see this analysis of this type of ransomware. China has done this, and that you see that this is address that received ransom, and if you see about 70% goes to the who implement ransomware, and 30% goes to the owner who rent ransom. They split their ransom. Next is hacks, cryptocurrency theft. Gox was the famous Bitcoin exchange in Japan, and in 2014, almost 70% of all Bitcoins transaction goes across this exchange. In February, Gox suspended trading because they hacked approximately 150,000 Bitcoins belonging to customers are stolen from this exchange. And Qcoin was hacked in, I think, last year, and 281 million US dollar value was stealing in that time in cryptocurrencies. What is the problem with exchanges? When you hold your cryptocurrency on exchanges, you don't have private keys belongs to exchanges. You know, on the start, I said that if you have private keys, you have Bitcoins. If you don't have private keys, you don't have Bitcoins. You you store your Bitcoins in exchange, but you are not holder of the Bitcoins. You know, if it's hacked, Gox, Qcoin, the other exchanges use your crypto, and that is problem. But who wants to trade and to fast trade, it must hold crypto on exchanges, and that is the risk. And the second is personal hacks with Trojans and social engineering. Many people, like I said, can start to trading, to mining, to buying crypto, but they don't know how it is technically implemented, how that technology work. No, you must know how wallets work, what wallets are good, how to protect your wallet, how to protect your keys, and in many examples we have criminal reports that many people were stolen by criminals. They steal their crypto, or it's precisely to say criminals steal position of their private keys with Trojans, with social engineering and the other techniques. Next is dark markets. They're very popular on the dark net. Some dark net markets have begun implementing user safety features to make more difficult to scam by vendors or by the market itself. For example, many of them implementing a multi-signature technology. What that means that you must signature, if you have a transaction, you must signature with two keys. One key, you can signature with least two keys. If you have three keys, at least two keys. What that means that if you have owner of the market and you have a seller and the buyer, at least two keys, seller and the buyer, or seller and the owner of the market, or the owner of the market and buyer, must sync transaction to prevent fraud. We can see that we have on darknet markets many things to rent, with criminal, hitman network, to buy weapons and the other things. Okay. I must say that some darknet markets also making new infrastructure, because we know Silk Road and the other darknet markets are taken down by law enforcement in the past. And like Open Browser, for instance, today has fully decentralized structure, similar like it works in blockchain. How it works, blockchain or Tor network, Tor browser, that will make it impossible to take him down. And that is problem for today's law enforcement, because you don't have, there is established that darknet market. Okay. In this report, you have, you can see the channel report. I say one of the famous company that analyzed transaction in crypto world, and you have in 2019 destination where going funds from the darknet markets. You can see 42, almost 43% goes to exchanges. like we say on the start, or main reason for criminals is to got fiat currency and to transfer crypto in fiat. And on the end, we have terrorism financing. This terrorism financing tool present difficult issues for the intelligence community. Unlike when they use social media profiles and bank accounts, agents in law enforcement can't shoot down that services. They have social media accounts and bank accounts. And when we have a crypto, you can't shoot down that I don't know, public Bitcoin or Monero address. And terrorists have found on that way in cryptocurrencies a great way for their hidden financing. And I will give you an example from.
By the way, here they sell missiles, two types of missiles. In the previous slide, the terrorists sell here two types of missile. One is a Katyusha, and one is two types of Grad missiles.
You are a military guy, you recognize that.
No, I just read Arabic. I know to read Arabic. So,
okay, great. I chose good. Yeah, I chose good slide for you.
yes, it's a good example. The first two is a rocket named Katyusha, and the second is the third and the fourth is two type of Grad missiles, 20, number 20 and number 40, and yeah, you can see the amount in dollars here, and yeah, it's interesting. The most interesting, yeah.
Yes. My department is not handling with terrorism. We have a special unit for that, but I put this information because I think it is important and show connection with crypto, with this type of crime.
Of course.
And I find this.
By the way, although you are dealing with cybercrime, it came out of my mind. According to what you can, of course, share, did you see or can we indicate connection between cyber criminals and cyber terrorists in the darknet, or can we see actions of financing? I mean, cyber criminals that finance cyber terrorism or joint activities, or cyber terrorists that buy the capabilities or tools or techniques with corporation or by cyber criminals. I mean, do we see, just according to what you can share, of course, do we see this type of connection between cyber criminals and cyber terrorists?
I think that terrorism use cybercrime to get their funds for their criminal activity. It is a simple way to do that because they have, like we see, rent ransomware, criminal as a service, and that funds after that usually used for terrorism activity. They use money laundering, of course, and the other things. I think that they have connectivity, connection between cybercrime and some type of cybercrime and terrorism. But when we talk about terrorism financing, I choose this organization. I didn't know that it's called AIBM, and we can see that approximately 50% of all funds that collect this terrorism organization goes to the mixing cells. Like they say, they want to clean their crypto and after that to use for terrorism activity.
Mm-hmm.
On the end, I will give some conclusions. I think that cryptocurrencies are becoming the main means of work of organized crime, criminal work. Essentially, all forms of crime end in money laundering. That is logical. And greed and lack of knowledge of people lead to an increase in cryptocurrency fraud, like we see. And I can say that this technology, Bitcoin and blockchain technology, is technology that changed the way investigation are conducted. We must change our way how to make transaction, how to check transaction, how to trace transaction, and after all, on the end, how to seize this crypto from the criminals. And that is one of our way to must change our jobs when we talk of jobs of law, also police and the other
law enforcement agencies.
Law enforcement agencies, yes. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
That is on the end that I want to say it.
Yeah. With your permission, I have just two questions. Well, I have lots more, but I'll ask you.
Just a second. It is. I said on this presentation a lot of information because it is a very wide topic, But I chose some that is I think that it will be interesting for the people to hear, for the people who are not familiar with crypto and the techniques that criminals use.
Indeed, and it was very interesting, first of all, to understand from your presentation what is cryptocurrencies, A. B, what are the major currencies that exist currently, because we know of the Bitcoin, but it was very interesting to understand that there are much more than the Bitcoin in the cryptocurrencies market, and C, to understand the criminal usage of these cryptocurrencies. So it was very interesting and enriching presentation, and thank you for that. During your conversation, during your presentation, I went to one of the websites that you've mentioned, chain analysis, and there I saw that there is a map of global cryptocurrencies adoption index, and there is a map of countries of the world which said country with a score of 1 has the highest cryptocurrency adoption, and I was amazed to see that 2 of the most adaptive countries of cryptocurrencies are Ukraine with 1 from 1 and Russia 0.931 out of 1.
Yes.
Why Russia and Ukraine are the most adoptive countries around the world of cryptocurrencies?
I don't know. Maybe they recognize that is very, very good for economy, those countries. Because I think that every country that
Good
implements,
purposes that they understand the benefit, or perhaps it's because they use it by malicious actors, cyber criminals, or
maybe in that way you can work it. You know, it is a simple way for people to done criminal acts if they use crypto. You know, in the past you have, I don't know, PayPal. Today it's PayPal usually used, but PayPal, Western Union transfer. But they're traceable things, you know. Like we see Monero, it's not so, Bitcoin is not hard to trace transaction, but we don't have information about entities. Who own that wallets? And if you have Monero, even that, you don't have transaction ledger of that on that chain, you know. And that is the reason that I don't know. No, maybe in Ukraine people wants to earn some money different way, and they find that is possible, that possibility in using crypto. Probably that, but maybe and governments wants to expand their economy using crypto, and that is regularly adoption.
and another short question with your permission. Do we see from 2020, from at the year 2020, due to the coronavirus, do we see changes in the usage of cryptocurrencies? Do we see trends in cybercrimes? Do we see shifts in activities that relate to cybercrimes, cryptocurrencies? Any changes in 2020 because of the coronavirus pandemic?
I told you that I don't read or report from China, as I do it.
Yeah.
But what I saw is that, like I said, a ransomware was used in a lot of cases than was in 2019. And the dark markets a little bit falling down because classical postal services are going down in past year because coronavirus. You've done that things, and a lot of people going to use in the last year going to use crypto, starting to use crypto, and we have a lot of thieves of crypto and a lot of scams in the graph. And that is the way how it will be, I think, be in this year, because this year we have Bitcoin on the value of almost $50,000, very high price. And we don't know what is happening in this year about crypto. Is it going up or down? And that is reason that many people will be going to trade with crypto, and on the other side, criminals will use often in their activity, like we see that used in the past.
We see. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Vladimir Vujic, for your most interesting presentation. Head of Cybercrime Department at the Ministry of Interior of the Republic of Serbia, for your presentation about cryptocurrencies and the impact on crime. It was very enriching, and thank you so much. I learned a lot about cryptocurrencies and their types and how it's work. What is cryptocurrency? The type of cryptocurrencies be, and once again, the usage of these cryptocurrencies in the hand of cybercriminals. Once again, thank you so much for your time and your willingness to take part. And take care and stay safe and health. And I do hope to meet you in a future event. Thank you so much, Mr. Vujic.
Thank you for the invitation, and we will see in the in the future again.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.